back here on Girl Talk. My friend Roger Daly is here, Weichert Realty, and we've actually had a lot of fun. Typically, we get to chat a little bit before we go on, and you've got some cool stuff to talk about today. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, different times we're living in right now, so the island's pretty crazy. All the local people know that right now, this time of year is usually you can get into the restaurants and
not so much.
Not so much this year. You still see a wait on a weekday, so it's great though. It's great for the local economy. We're seeing a lot of people come down that might not have usually got a chance because they're being able to work from home,
right?
And the kids are maybe schooling from home. So a lot of people that can vacation. It's getting cold up north.
Yeah, it is. Yes, it is.
Still
It's
nice.
so funny. I talked to somebody in New York. They were like, "It's really cold here today."
Yeah,
I was like, ugh.
Yeah. So I think that this gives an opportunity for somebody who's looking to kind of come down here and get a vacation home. The rental market is booming. I mean, we're seeing way more occupancy than we normally would this time of year, and I think it will continue into 2021 and in the future with the way everybody's trying to work virtually and work from home.
How do people look for homes these days? Do you do a lot more virtual tours and things like that?
Yeah. I think we've had to get creative. I've been doing virtual open houses even.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's interesting. But yeah, I mean, a lot of out-of-town clients that I will go and preview the home for them on FaceTime.
Okay.
And,
okay.
Yeah, and just kind of get an idea. Maybe weed some of the ones out and not have to look at so many. So when they do get down here, they've already narrowed it down to a couple and don't have to trek around.
Somebody told me that the market, the folks buying are a bit younger too. In other words, they were, a lot of people were thinking, oh, I might buy in Hilton Head, in 20 years when I'm 50,
Right.
But because of being able to do all the virtual stuff, they're like, why am I staying now?
Exactly. I just put a house under contract, condo under contract over in Treetops by the beach this past week for the same exact, they were looking, in the future.
Right.
They're like, why not buy now? The rental market's hot and we can rent it out until, recoup some of the money that we spent on it and then move in when the time's right in a couple years and have the money to do some upgrades.
So that's really called an investment, isn't it?
It's called investment.
If people aren't sure, like that's intimidating to me, can they just call you, talk it through? Can you help people understand all the options and opportunities out there, and what would that look like?
Yeah, so I guess it first would look like, are you looking to rent, have somebody in there week-to-week, short-term or long-term rentals?
Okay.
Then I'd kind of give you an idea of which condos or houses are short-term rentals, which are long-term rentals. And then we could sit down and get an idea of rental projections, Well, this would be your payment, and this is what this property could bring at 50% occupancy or 75 or even 100, and just kind of give you an idea of the numbers of if this makes sense and what makes sense for you. And I think what you're seeing is a lot of people that might be waiting with the rates so low.
Yeah.
It's just like, why not?
You got to.
A sub-3 rate, sub-3%. It's nuts.
I mean, that's kind of good, right?
It's great.
How's your inventory on condos, villas, things like that?
Well, I will say that any inventory at any level
right now
is nuts.
Okay.
Yeah, it really is, because even the luxury market, even though the 500,000 plus condos are selling pretty quick, especially if they're short-term rentals.
Okay.
I've seen that the investment market has kind of kicked into high gear.
Got it.
Just with the fact that the rental market is so high. So, if there's stuff consistently coming onto the market, but you do have to act fast in this market.
Well, Roger, you're super easy to talk to and user-friendly. You have to call him if you have any questions. I mean, you make things understandable. So again, I appreciate you coming today and talking to us. It's always really fun to talk to you. It really is.
I appreciate you having me.
Again, Roger Daly, Weichert Realty. Stay with us. There's more to come on Girl Talk.